I'm going to turn now to Leigh-Allyn Baker, who many of you grew up with if you watched Disney, and if you watched the international hit show Good Luck Charlie. You know her from many, many other projects. I'm so pleased to have Leigh-Allyn Baker on the show here. Thanks so much for coming on.
Hi, it's such an honor. I'm a fan, and my niece is a huge fan, so I'm excited to talk with you.
You were working for Disney, you know, the biggest name in kids entertainment, has recently gone extremely woke and left-wing. Tell me a little bit about that journey, how you see things, just the media landscape generally.
Well, when I was doing Good Luck Charlie, the landscape of media and the content purity level with Disney was really high up there. You know, they had a woman whose job was to come in and anything that we did that we thought was funny to say, it's not appropriate for children. Yeah. I mean, we couldn't even show, a teen boy and girl with their first kiss. We had to have a balloon go in front of it. We really couldn't show much affection even with the parents.
Well, now we see a lot more than kissing in Disney shows and children's programming generally. So the producers here, Mr. Davies, is going to subject us to a smattering of woke clips from the Disney Corporation and kids programming. I've not seen any of these clips. You might have. You were closer to it than I. I'd love to get your reaction. Take it away.
This country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country. Tilled this land from sea to sea to sea. First there was rice, tobacco, sugar cane. Then Whitney did his thing and cotton became king. And we were its soldiers, 4 million strong. Fighting for America's freedoms, even though we remained America's slaves. Built this country. The descendants of slaves continue to build this. Slaves built this country. And we, the descendants of slaves in America, have earned reparations for their suffering. And continue to earn reparations every moment we spend submerged in the systemic prejudice, racism, and white supremacy that America was founded with and still has not atoned for. Slaves built this country.
My biggest problem with this, it's not the historical, anti-historical nonsense. It's not the anti-American ideology. The real scandal here is exposing children to slam poetry. No child should ever be exposed to slam poetry.
Cynthia!
This is like one of those seizure-inducing cartoons where it's like, you take a battering watching it. I have a few problems with that video, obviously. My gosh, what age group is this geared towards?
I can't tell. I'm sorry that I had to watch it, and I'm 35. So to imagine a 5-year-old watching that, you think, why is my cartoon yelling at me? why are these the angriest cartoons I've ever seen?
So angry. It's so angry. History is being rewritten, through the entire, and I call them, little indoctrination camps at school because that's what they've become.
Right.
There is no real history being taught anymore. And what that is meant to do is what it did. It's meant to be aggressive. That's what I don't like. I don't like the subtext of all of this messaging. It's meant to be aggressive. It's meant to anger you. It's meant to segregate. It's not meant to unite and bring people together. It's just saying, I'm a victim and you're a perpetrator and you owe me. And so then you've got this, I feel so bad for children in school. This is where it all really started, is pitting white against black. If you're black, you will always be a victim. You will never succeed. You can never trust anyone who doesn't look just like you. If you're white, you're an oppressor. You were born a bigot. There's nothing you can do about it. You will always be an a-hole, right? That's kind of the message. So then when they come up with their real messaging is, but if you're LGBTQA plus in one of these
that's your way out.
You are an amazing person. That was children's only way out. So what you do is to where I do believe that some people may naturally, it's not to live their life. They feel gay. They feel differently. The percentages of kids that came out being gay and trans shot through the roof, like in a very unnatural way, because you're pushing them towards that. It's not natural.
Whoa.
Hey, Mabita. What, no fish?
Not today, Yukio. Also, I think it would be fun if me and you went to a place, or perhaps a thing, together.
Are you asking me on a date?
Your pulse and heartbeat have quickened.
No? Yes. Yes.
Great. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
You know what I found weird about that one? Let me just say this. I'm sorry, but the googly eyes from the one guy to the other saying, can we go to a place? I didn't even know where he was asking to take him. I was like, I felt violated for the other guy. Like, where are you planning on taking him?
Yeah. What's so scandalous about it is if you're a kid, it's hard enough to make sense of friendship. Like it's hard enough to make sense of playing with the other kids in the schoolyard.
Hello, how are you?
And now if you introduce this, what the libs are saying is this is just opening people's minds to alternative romantic prospects. But really, what you're doing is you're restricting kids' minds on what friendship is. Like the way if you're a guy, the way you're supposed to ask a guy is like, hey, buddy, you want to go get a drink? Let's go have a cigar or something, throw the ball around. But this is confusing enough for an adult. Imagine if you're 5.
I was confused by it. Like, I was like, what is he asking him? He was like, you want to go someplace? No, he wants to go someplace. I don't know where.
Yeah, creepy. Right now, go to expressvpn.com/MichaelYT. Do you trust your internet service provider? There is good reason not to. Depending on where you live, ISPs may be required to keep logs of your online activity, just in case the government wants to take a peek. In the US, it's even worse. ISPs can legally sell your browsing history to whomever they please. So what can you do about it? The solution is to get a VPN, and the one that I use is ExpressVPN. It is an app that reroutes my online traffic through encrypted servers so that my ISP can't access it. Neither can data brokers or other third parties. Why do I trust ExpressVPN? ExpressVPN received over 300 data requests in the past year alone. None of them resulted in any customer data being exposed. 0. ExpressVPN simply does not keep any customer activity logs. That is thanks to specifically engineered server architecture that runs on volatile memory. Nothing is ever saved to disk. It is private by design. ExpressVPN works on all your devices. It's easy to use. Tap one button and you are connected. Find out how you can get 4 months free by scanning the QR code on screen, clicking the link in the description box below, or by going to expressvpn.com/Michael, letter Y, letter T. It's a little bit hard to tell because they're animated and because everyone's androgynous now. That was lesbians kissing, correct?
That's what that was. I think that's what that was. It's just so weird. It's a cartoon. What is happening? I thought you were going to say lesbianism is weird, which that is weird too. But even regardless of what you think about that, at the very least, it's weird to put it in a kid's cartoon. It's weird to put it in a kid's. Look, Michael, we live in a world where people have freedom of choice and people can choose to live their lives how they see fit. But to indoctrinate children, it's insanity. I don't understand. Because you think when you were not able to, show teenagers having their first kiss on screen, what was the argument for that is, well, you don't want to put ideas into kids' heads. You don't want to sexualize children. This is not the demographic that we're playing towards. Yeah. Like we had standard and practices where we couldn't say certain things, do certain things. And then the last I checked with a friend of mine who's a writer with Disney still, she said a memo went around where they're not allowed to say you guys because it's insulting. But lesbian kisses are just fine. Next clip.
Anyway, that's my little sib Blake and her girlfriend Ghibli.
Sup?
They're students at Element City School for the Arts.
Yeah, following in Mom's wake.
Oh, nonsense. I'm just an architect.
Did I miss... They're gay. Who's gay?
You got me.
This is so woke it actually eludes me. They're gay. The sisters are gay? Do you get this one? I don't get this one.
That's my little sib Blake and her girlfriend Ghibli.
Oh, her girlfriend. There it is. Wow, one line.
Oh, that was really fast.
Because they're like mutant aliens or something. I don't know. They're not, it's a very hard, it's hard to distinguish their sex. I thought the woke thing was that the wife is an architect. No, it's that the sisters are. Did you catch that the first time you watched?
No, I didn't catch it.
I had to be held by the hand by Mr. Davies, but not in a gay way, just in a straight way.
And also, sometimes girlfriend doesn't mean lesbian girlfriend. It can mean like, I have girlfriends.
Right, that's true. But I suspect they were using it in the lesbian way.
I'm all sweaty and weird, and I don't know what to say, and I just feel like I can't do anything right, and I'm a total weirdo.
Oh, hold on. I think I know what's going on here.
You do?
It's not easy being a new parent. My girlfriend's daughter got me pulling my hair out, okay?
Oh, yeah.
My girlfriend's daughter. So the woke thing is promoting out of wedlock birth?
Yeah, I don't know what all it's promoting.
Is the Cyclops a man or a woman? I can't tell.
We are talking about a Cyclops here. So don't pull the thread, You're
right. I don't want to impose my human gender norms onto a child
on a
of the
cyclops,
gods.
because you don't know how they feel. You don't know what it feels like to have one eyeball. In the
I don't. That's true. That was very ableist of me. Between, hey, we can't show the teenagers having their first kiss and the lesbian cyclopses, that seems to have accelerated rather quickly.
The problem, too, with the acceleration, as you saw with the one executive from Disney that was like, I want 70% to be all queer, pansexual. I actually kind of publicly said, oh, you want this to be very diverse and you want a lot of equity. If you really want to open it up to everybody, then why don't you have vaccine-injured children have their show and be lead characters in it? Oh, you don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, if you want it to be open to everyone, how about you have abortion survivors and detransitioners? No, you don't want that diversity? Okay, all right.
That. Only the one side. It's a very clever way to push an agenda. And I'll tell you right now, one of the reasons that it's easy to really target the kids is because you can really use it in comedy and when things are animated really well, because it hits lighter and seems friendlier. And I just want to say this, like I live in a world where there are people of all different kinds, and I'm called as a Christian to love God and love my neighbor. And that means love everybody, not judge everybody. It's so above my pay grade to judge people. But I don't believe that pushing an agenda that is sexualized in children's programming is a wise decision.
Leigh-Allyn Baker, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. So nice to meet you.
Now I got to go. I'm Michael Knowles. This is the Michael Knowles Show. See you tomorrow.